When you shoot a gun with a silencer on the end, the bullet travels down the barrel, followed by high-pressure gases. As these gases exit the barrel into the silencer, they are directed into a series of compartments. Here, the gases expand and cool, which drastically reduces their speed and pressure by the time they leave the silencer. This lowers the intensity of the shock wave, which significantly reduces the sound of the shot.
There is another push to get suppressors removed as an NFA item. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfarmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. If you like channel, like content, what I do, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. And once again, if your comments being removed, just realize that gun-related channels are being scrutinized heavily. So if I do it, I will tell you. So expect that to happen. Let's talk about this. During the lame duck session of Congress, which is going on right now, a Republican GOP congressman by the name of Pfluger is trying to push through the Hearing Protection Act, where you remove silencers from being an NFA item, which I am fully in agreement of. But then, of course, you get these idiots who always say it will make mass shootings, much more prevalent, and because you can't detect where the shots are coming from, which is a bunch of garbage. I'm going to acknowledge that it does reduce the flash. But the idea that it's just going to be impossible to locate a shooter because of a silencer is nonsense, because they believe this garbage. When in reality, it's this. These are people who make rules based on things they know nothing about. I have shot many silencers, and the nonsense that I see in movies when it comes to these things is annoying. But this is what they base their theories on. Truly, 100%. But this time around, there is going to be backing from doctors who actually claim that this will be a good thing. It's interesting because in certain countries in Europe, you can buy, if you can buy a gun in the country, you can buy a silencer the same way you would buy the gun. I think that's how it should be done. You do a 4473, you get a background check on it. I have no problem with it. But this long drawn out 90-day process and $200 in finger stamps with pictures that then go into a federal file is nonsense. But I'm going to come into here. There's a suppressor bill boosted by ear doctors. Texas GOP Congressman August Pfluger introduced a bill in the lame duck House of Representatives last Friday, hoping that the House Judiciary Committee will consider it before the 118th Congress ends. Target date December 20th, called Protecting Americans' Right to Silence, which is H.R. 10145. They did this previously under H.R. 95, and this was back in 2022, but they then, after what happened in Virginia Beach, and a couple other shootings, they just kind of put it aside because they didn't really have the support. But with TRIM, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, claim that parts making up a silencer or suppressor for a firearm are themselves silencers and thus are all included in the machine gun category of the National Firearms Act of 1934. Presently, the ATF rules require purchasers of such suppressors, we know this, and their parts to register them with the ATF pay $200 tax. The ATF has been taking up to 90 days to process, a lot longer than that, to process the paperwork so the owner can take possession of the suppressor. Pfluger, quote, "Suppressors make hunting and all shooting sports safer. It does reduce the volume. They help our military personnel, law enforcement, and recreational shooters alike. Unfortunately, we've seen the Biden-Harris administration ATF try to criminalize the tools and accessories that actually make using firearms safer. Criminalizing suppressors would only make their manufacturing and use nearly impossible. We do not want to see suppressors weaponized like pistol braces have been. We do not want to criminalize law-abiding gun owners. My bill will prevent that blatant overreach and protect the Second Amendment rights of Americans. Okay, now here's the part where ear doctors are now starting to get on board with this, which is a big plus. If anybody's going to know anything about damage to hearing from actually shooting a gun, it's going to be these guys. But however, Pfluger's bill got an unexpected and welcome boost just days earlier from the 13,000-member American Academy of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery, AAO-HNS, or aka ear doctors. The group concluded after reviewing 3 separate studies that the use of suppressors is an effective method of reducing the risk of hearing loss, especially when used in conjunction with conventional hearing protective measures, i.e. earplugs and earmuffs. Like I said, I've shot a lot of suppressors. It is not that crap that you see in the movies. It is not. Okay? It is still loud enough to injure your hearing. Though the sound at the front may be suppressed, especially if you're shooting a semi-automatic, when the bolt opens to cycle the next round, that sound is coming from the chamber. So, yes, I'm in full agreement. But there is a political motive behind the study and perhaps the timing. One of the physicians behind the announcements, Dr. Timothy Wheeler, who also happens to be the founder of Doctors for Responsible Gun Ownership. The group disclaims any political motive in its conclusion or its timing. Quote, physician statements are not intended to and should not be treated as legal, medical, or business advice. However, Wheeler was much more forthright. Quote, that's always been a big thing for ear doctors because there are many kinds of hearing loss, and some of them we can fix with surgery or treat with medication. However, noise-induced hearing loss is permanent and untreatable. That's the kind of inner ear hearing loss you see with gunshot noise. Suppressors dependably reduce the impact or impulse noise exposure of a gunshot by about 30 decibels. If you oppose this useful firearm accessory available to people who can benefit from it, then you're opposing protecting them from hearing loss. Now, this bill has a short time span here because the lame duck session ends December 20th, so he's trying to squeeze this in before the next Congress is seated. Now, in the next Congress, Republicans still have the majority, even though what's going out in California, where they're still counting congressional seat votes, which is amazing to me that it's taken them 3 weeks to do this, plus. And every single time, it seems a Democrat wins. That's a whole nother conversation, but it's just interesting. It's taken California so long to decide who got the congressional seats. And during these counts and recounts, Democrats seem to come out ahead, even though they were behind before the recounts. Just saying. But let's come out of that. Yep, so there it is. This guy's trying to squeeze this through. I am full agreement. Suppressors should not be on the NFA. Short barrel rifles should not be on the NFA. They should be treated as any other firearm, depending on the laws of the state that you live in. But you do your 4473 and you get a background check. I don't see why you have to do this song and dance with suppressors and short barrel rifles, shotguns, what have you. You have to do the song and dance like you have to do with machine gun. They arbitrarily just included these things in the 1934 NFA Act. So let's see where this goes. But once again, support, that's the big thing. Is he going to get the support to get this through? But I think it's a necessary tool. And it'd be wonderful to not have to do a song and dance with the government in order to own something that truly does not, once again, if your intention is to reduce violence, this is not going to add to it at all. Because somebody's going to shoot somebody, they're going to shoot somebody. It's just cut the nonsense. They're going to shoot somebody. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.